Fear is the path to the dark side. Much like the Force in Star Wars, SEO is a mystery to most. Han Solo said this about SEO.
You don't believe in the Force, do you?
Kid, I've flown from one side of this galaxy to the other. I've seen a lot of strange stuff, but I've never seen anything to make me believe there's one all-powerful force controlling everything.
Okay, maybe he wasn't exactly talking about SEO, but a lot of small business owners echo that statement. When some space wizard starts talking about ranking on Google by creating blogs and getting backlinks, it sounds like a bunch of Jedi trickery. But once Han saw the Force being used firsthand, you know, when he tried to shoot Darth Vader or when Luke convinced Ewoks to let them go, he became a believer. Small business owners sooner or later come around and realize the Force, SEO, is real and works. But that is just the start, and this can become a problem. Did I ever tell you the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Okay, for those familiar with Star Wars franchise, you've likely heard the name Anakin Skywalker. Okay, this is a spoiler warning. Please plug your ears or close your eyes if you don't want to know the ending. Young Anakin Skywalker was once a very powerful Jedi. He maybe not a master, but certainly some thought he was the chosen one. He possessed great gifts. Let's just say he could get a website ranking on the first page of Google with very little effort. He was naturally gifted, and he always used his skills for good. Well, except for that one time with the Tusken Raiders, but we don't want to talk about that. Okay, now Anakin was on his way to be one of the best all time. So good, he probably would get his own podcast, blog, possibly even speak at like a national conference. And because of this, he was befriended by a politician. Now, this politician would take him to a very odd dinner show and tell him the tale of Darth Plagueis, a dark lord of the Sith, so powerful and so wise that he could use the Force to influence the search engines and rank any website, regardless of quality. Now, Anakin, he was privy to the dark side of the Force and what some might call black hat tactics of SEO. Now, many believe that the dark side is a pathway to abilities some consider to be unnatural. Sadly, Darth Plagueis, he spread his knowledge to an apprentice who continued to spread these black hat tactics. Anakin was lured to the dark side by fear and temptation. He would become one of the greatest villains in all of movie history, using the dark side to control by fear and manipulation. Because of this, many star systems and legitimate websites tanked in the Google rankings, losing web traffic and possible customers. Because of the dark side, businesses have to fight even harder to come out ahead and compete against the evil empire. But how can you spot a Dark Lord of the Sith? Here are some black hat tactics you want to avoid. Okay, if you're a website owner, or really anyone with an email, you've likely been hit with your common SEO spam. Hopefully you can see through these cold emails and realize that it's just an entry-level tactic of the Sith. And because of that, I want to share with you some of the tactics from the dark side that you should always avoid. Many Bothans died to bring us this information. Imagine if every other word I said was black hat SEO tactics. More accurately, a black hat SEO tactic would actually have me saying black hat SEO tactics several times in a black hat SEO tactic article or black hat SEO tactic paragraph. Any idea what term I'm trying to rank for? This unnatural use of language is annoying for users. Many of us would have a better conversation with Jabba the Hutt or Greedo, and I doubt any of us speak Huttese. White text on a white background? That's like trying to spot a snowtrooper on Hoth. Imagine a user thinking a page is a few hundred words long, but the search engine seeing 1,000 more words, most of them being targeted keywords. This is a common practice of the Sith. Now, that politician we spoke of earlier, turns out he was the Emperor. All of the Jedi thought he was helping to restore order to the Senate, but he was actually an evil Sith Lord the whole time. Cloaking is the same with a website. You show users one thing, but the search engine sees something entirely different. Now, it's a bit more complex than that, so let's not waste time. We really do want to save some time and make our way to the Tosche station to pick up some power converters. Now, there are a lot of Star Destroyers flying around this galaxy. Each one of these ships could be considered an evil website. Sith Lords leverage these ships, promising a big return if you align with them. But in all reality, these ships are occupied incompetent stormtroopers and yes men with silly hats. The dark side of SEO offer you links to a ton of websites, but these websites are often viewed as spam and low quality, bringing you no actual value. They look strong, but a few X-Wing pilots will strike them down like a womp rat. Now, Darth Vader might have been able to pay off Lando and rent Cloud City, but in the end, Lando got the last laugh. Links should be earned, not bought. Or maybe you can win a link in a game of Sabacc. Now, seriously, learn a lesson from the Empire. Clones won't win the war. Taking content from other websites and trying to pass them off on your own site does not work. Leave the cloning on Kamino and build your own content. Uh-oh. Using droids to fill your site with content is not a safe strategy to win. You may have heard of this new protocol droid, ChatGPT, and think it's okay to have them do all the work. It's not such a great idea. Use droids to help save time and improve in functionality. Let them create some of the bulk work, but you should always be adding the human element to your content. If your website starts looking like the interior of the Death Star, you better find yourself an escape pod. Doorway pages are low quality pages optimized for specific keywords and usually duplicated and cloned, with only the main keyword being swapped out. You'll see this with city names: Bounty Hunter Tatooine, Bounty Hunter Coruscant, Bounty Hunter Dagobah. Hey, there's nothing wrong with having optimized landing pages, but they better be different and optimized for a different location. Now, it's one thing to use the dark side for your own benefit, but when you use the dark side to harm others, well, I guess they're both equally bad. Imagine using these tactics to have Google think your competitor was turning to the dark side. Is the dark side stronger? No, no, no. Quicker, easier, more seductive. Knows, Master Yoda does. Much like the Jedi, who choose to do things the right way despite the challenges, white hat SEO may take longer to show results, but it ultimately leads to a long-term success. So, which lightsaber should you choose? Green or red? Ultimately, you may not have enough midichlorians to be a Jedi yourself, but that doesn't mean you can't team up with some amazing Jedis. I know the dark side is tempting. Red lightsabers, cool helmets, not to mention them offering to have your website rank in weeks. But know a Sith when you see one. No one can guarantee rankings. If you want to see your website live forever and turn into a Force ghost, join the light side of SEO. And remember, as Obi-Wan Kenobi said, the Force will be with you always. So choose wisely, and may the Force be with your SEO strategy.